Good morning again, and here we are playing today with a Alfa Romeo Giulietta. This one is the 2 litre JTDM2 and this is the 170 brake horsepower version. The Giulietta has a few inherent faults, and this one, being an early model, has all of them. So we'll be working our way through in separate videos. So this video is to cover the EGR cooler leak that the cars suffer from. So scenario: you're driving down the road, temperature gauge hits full, all the lights come on the dashboard, you've got no real understanding why, and the car is out of coolant. Now obviously the first thing that runs through your mind is, oh my god, the head gasket's gone. Well, the likelihood is the water is coming from this side of the engine, so to the right at the front, and this is where the EGR cooler housing lives. Now basically what you've got here is you've got a plastic housing where on the early models they have a tendency to crack. But it's also got two gaskets and the cooler in the middle as it sits inside it. So you've got a gasket against the engine, a gasket against the housing, which are made of rubber. They go brittle, which is handy. So Alfa Romeo do have a upgraded part for this. The part is about 90 quid. It's an incredibly fiddly job to do, but it can do it yourself. I mean, I've taken this one off. It's just taken me about an hour and a half, and it's the first time I've approached it or done it. You know, so it's not a tricky job. You just need to have a fair good understanding of what you're doing, and a half decent array of tools. So first off, this is your battery tray. So ultimately the battery lives here with a tray underneath. I've taken that out. Now I've done that for two reasons. One, it's good to isolate anything when you're working on your car anyway, but also it just helps with the extra space coming into the side here. Now I've taken my EGR cooler housing off already, and probably what you can see is my thermostat housing is still all in place. What I have done is the boost pipe, so this one here, I have disconnected it from the top, so it just gives a bit of extra space when working here. Now the housing sits here, and we're not talking about a small thing here. Let me just show you it. It's down here. I mean, this is quite a beast of a part. And you can see here where mine's been leaking. It's got all the water damage over the top. Just here like this, that's how it sits. So, and there's my hand next to it, so you can see it's not a small part. It's quite a beast. Alfa Romeo will want 90 quid for one of these. Now what I've done is, obviously this engine goes into numerous vehicles, one of which being a Vauxhall, so I bought the Vauxhall part. Let me just put it up the right way. So just here, so with all its gaskets, this is a genuine Vauxhall part, and I've just paid £39 for that. Now probably you can see the most noticeable difference is on the back of the Alfa one. There's no bit here, and this one here has a bracket. So I'm going to measure it up and see if I need that. If not, I'll just cut it off, but we'll see if we can just leave it in place. Other than that, they are literally identical. So you can see here on the new one, all new rubber and everything inside it, so which is quite nice. And here is my cooler in this one. So everything else is pretty much the same. So back to the job. How did I do it? Right, so first thing I've done, as I said, undone this one. And then down here I've just moved everything out the way. So this part, which is the dipstick holder, the bolt is under here. Now this, I bent mine out the way, to be fair, otherwise you'll catch your hands on this part as you're undoing it. And then everything else just basically undoes. What I would say is you need a decent set of tools, as I said. Now the EGR cooler is held on by 5 of these bolts. So here we are, this is a T30. So now you need a half decent set of T30 bits to get to everything. So you can see mine here. I use the long one and the short one. I've got a stubby ratchet, I've got my long ratchet, So half a dozen of these extra extension bars as well to kind of reach everything. And here is the reason why. So back on the cooler, so this is how it sits on the car. You have one of the bolts here, nice and easy to get to. This one here, nice and easy to get to. Right here, there is one in there. That is a pig. Now if you're using T30 screwdrivers, you won't get to that because you just don't have the angle to do it. So you'll need a set like mine before you start the job. And the most tricky one of all was actually this one here. So small hands to get under that, unless you're in a position where you can jack the car up, take all the under tray off, and get to it from the bottom, which I should imagine is probably nice and easy. I didn't do that. I've done everything from the top of the car. So what else have I stripped down? I took the top cover off the engine, obviously, and also the heat shield off the top. That just gave me a bit more extra space as I came down the side here. And then the most tricky bit is all you've taken all the bolts out and you've got everything off, and you think, yep, all the water's started to flood out, so all these good signs. And then what I'm going to do now, I'm going to try and position my camera so you can see roughly where it is and what have you. But so what we've got is running up the side of the cooler. So the cooler sits here, run up the side. You've got the big sharp metal pipe just here. Then right underneath it, you've got this plastic one. Now I hope you can see this holder just here, this one here. Now that kind of locks the cooler into place. So there's the bolt as it goes through. The cooler sits in the middle here, and then this one's on the edge. Now because I've left my thermostat housing in place, so this plastic part means that I can't move my housing, I hope this makes sense, can't move my housing to the right, so it has to come straight back. So what you kind of have to do is do a bit of jiggery pokery. Now it's taken me a good 10 minutes just to get the cooler off once it was all undone because of this. It kind of holds it in place and you can't see it or get to it, unless of course you're working from the bottom of the car, so which you can see is straight down and all nice and lovely. So now the cooler's off, we're going to have a good clean up. Now what I'm going to do is take all the gasket out of here. I'm going to rub all this down so it's got all nice finish. You can see all mine is, this is the part that's been leaking on mine quite clearly. So make all this all nice and clean and lovely, and then we'll replace the gaskets. And again with the cooler itself, so I'm just going to take the cooler out. It has another gasket that sits against just here. So now this will be new because I'm going to replace this. If yours isn't cracked, I'd still recommend replacing it, especially if you've got an early car like mine. Mine's a 2011, and the reason being is that these do have a habit of cracking and splitting. So the last thing you want to do is do this job, replace everything, make it all nice and lovely, and then suddenly you end up with a cracked housing. So I'd recommend changing that too. So just make sure all the surfaces are clean and what have you before we put it back together. And then we'll drop everything back into place. So I hope that helps. I can't think of anything that realistically was overly difficult. As I say, just take your time with it. Make sure you got a decent array of tools. The big ones being these T30s, and in this sort of array of tools. So small tools will definitely be the best here. And then label up all your pipes just to make sure you know back where they go back, and then away you go. So if you've got any questions, then ask. I will be making other videos. This one has the inherent bonnet catch failure. So basically what's happened is the cable has seized. The bonnet catch, which is down here, is pretty much made of chocolate, and mine broke, so this will need replacing. So again, £29 off eBay, and we will be doing that in another video. My stereo, my gorgeous dashboard, very happy with this. My stereo also has the inherent failure of loss of signal, so it's going to need a stereo replacement or DAB upgrade. I'm not sure which way to go yet, probably DAB upgrade. And then also mine's had the boot failure too. Now I've done a temporary fix on this at the moment. So basically when you push this, boot doesn't open, wiper doesn't work, and demisters don't work. That is the wiring loom that comes through on this side of the car up here is broken. So now I've done a temporary fix. I've taken mine apart and and literally insulating taped the cables together, the wires together, so before I get a new loom and change that. So again, look out for those videos, and I hope this helps. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.